Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am so glad that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today, I have a little treat. For everybody. I did nothing for this treat other than look up Kelsey Ray's recent videos, and in her recent videos, she did a 55-minute live or video with her new fiance, Eric, who they recently broke up. She moved out, lied about them breaking up, lives in an RV. Later on, kind of exposed herself saying, yeah, we did break up. All of a sudden, they're back together. They've been co-parenting really well, apparently, and now not only are they back together, they're engaged. It went from them breaking up to co-parenting to proposal. So this video is called The Proposal in Our Testimony. If you don't know much about Kelsey Ray, I have plenty of videos over her. I will make sure to add in a couple videos at the end of this for you to go back and watch and enjoy. They're some of my favorite Kelsey Ray videos, one of them in particular being the most recent one I did over this entire situation. I thought it might be fun to watch her and Eric, and I'm pretty sure that's his name. I'm like 99% sure, but there's that 1% I could be wrong. Anyway, I'm excited to watch her and Eric talk about this. I will be putting it on 1.25 speed simply because I don't want to sit here and listen to her talk for 55 minutes straight, and I have other things to do. I really have nothing else to do. I just really don't want to listen to her talk for 55 minutes straight. So thank you so much for being here. If you want to support the channel for free, you can simply hit the subscribe button and the like button on this video. And if you're wondering, JJ, why do you cover Kelsey Ray? Well, it's because one, she is a multi-level marketing scammer, and two, she got really popular in a bad way for her on TikTok about unschooling. The first day of her kids doing unschooling, they cleaned out her car. Anyway, the whole drama with that is wild. If you want to know more, you can find it on TikTok. You can also find it probably here on YouTube. And if you really want to know more, maybe I'll talk about it later. But ultimately, she's not a good person. She's a net negative. Things she does is bad for people. And I, on YouTube, pretty much cover people doing bad things. Sometimes they're bad people doing bad things, and sometimes they're ignorant people doing bad things. So, all right, let's get started.
I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head.
All right, again, 1.25 speed. If I've changed the speed to 1 or 1.5, I will let you know. Let's watch.
No, I want it to be. You know how I am.
Okay, go ahead.
You gotta do it right.
I just can't see you.
It's okay. We're gonna be mostly talking, and we will respond to your guys' comments like
Hi, everybody.
after we get off.
Yeah, I can't see that far. I don't have my glasses on.
Hello. If you guys are watching this live right now, you know what to do. Drop a number 1 in the comments, even on the replay. If you're new, please drop new in the comments. I feel like if I don't tell you guys like my little intro, I'm stumbling upon my words the whole live. But we want to share with y'all.
All right, she just shrugged off his hand. And listen, I'm going to nitpick and I'm going to read the shit out of this because they lied to us. Did they? Well, no, they absolutely lied, saying they were broken up, and then they were. And then she said that they were. Now, then they were co-parenting and that she was happy she was single and God and shit. And now they're engaged. So 0 to 100 real quick. So she just shrugged off his hand. She hates him. Just fucking with you. But I think she kind of does a little bit.
Did you just want to talk about the story of it, like leading? That's what you were really like picturing.
I wanted to like share.
That's so loud.
What? That?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. I kind of wanted to briefly, like, if I were to tell y'all the entire story of our entire knowing of each other, it would take hours. I'm not going to do that.
We need somebody over here typewriting, like literally.
We need to write a book. Okay. So we wanted to just give you guys like our test, a little bit of our test.
Absolutely not. Don't write a book. I don't think either of you could write a book successfully or make it interesting at all.
And share with you guys how we proposed, because the story is. Get in there.
Come over here.
Get in here.
I just can't see.
Oh, you want to be able to see?
I'm blind.
So, oh my gosh, y'all, sorry. So if you're new, drop new in the comments. If you've been around for a while, you can drop a number 1 because you already know what to do. But yeah, hi, hello. If you're new here, you might not even know why we're popping up, but Eric proposed to me. But before that,
Do you think that part of the reason they got back together was because their money went from like double to 1 income? It went from 2-income household to 1-income household? I'm curious. I'm curious if that's one of the reasons. I bet that is definitely one of them.
some of you guys are probably confused because you're like, wait, you weren't even together. So I think it's just like we want to share some insight. And really quick, the reason that we want to share this mostly is because we've recently, within the past year and a half, came to Jesus. Okay, I used to like scroll on these things and like be like so
And
like
I'm
grossed
proud
out
to
about
say
it.
that. I'm super proud to say that. A lot of
Right.
people are like when they first try to find God and Jesus, they're kind of like discouraged because they think they're going to be looked at differently. You're
Yeah.
not. Be proud of it.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of people, you know, out there. Put some prayer hands in the comments if you guys love Jesus and you love God and you follow that. And so we're kind of new to it, but we've just been guided and we're very intuitive and we see and hear the sign, and so it's just become very inevitable that God has been working in our lives. And the reason I feel like He's gave us the platforms that He's given us is to like share our stories and to impact people, because a lot of you guys have messaged us. You don't have to tell us in the comments, but a lot of you have messages telling us how we've impacted your life just by showing up and showing our real life and what we went through. So I mean, yeah. I don't want to talk this whole time, so you just
I don't even know what to talk about.
I think a lot of you guys don't know that Eric and I were together when we were 16 and 17 years old, which is pretty cool. And then we went like 10 years.
Yeah, I've seen. I think I posted before, like some before pictures. I think I should post some more on my
Yes.
page because, like, yeah, we go way back.
We have about 10 that
we go back to when we were. I think 15 and 16 is like when we first started to see each other.
Yeah.
So like we were. Noah's 11. That's insane to think about.
How
that.
many? Okay, so that was.
we've known each other for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And yeah, during that time we were together as teenagers, we were together for like, I don't know, 2 years,
Something like that.
2 or 3 years, young, dumb, wild, going out, getting drunk,
We just grew up in families
doing
that
crazy stuff.
we just kind of unsupervised.
Yeah, it was
you
definitely
know?
not stable,
Yeah.
not stable homes. And my mom did the best that she could. My mom
Yes.
has muscular dystrophy.
Yes.
So, and she did the best that she could with, and as a kid, I, didn't have a good father. He was all over the place, drunk alcoholic. And so, I kind of just like was in and out, trying to figure out my own thing. Definitely used my mom. Mom, I love you to death. Sorry for giving you a heart attack for all these years. But, I was just doing my thing, doing what I wanted to, because that's just what a young man wants to do. And like, I didn't have any guidance, and I was all over the place. So during that, phase, I met Kelsey through a couple friends.
I was sneaking out every
yeah,
night,
we
walking to the end of my dirt road, which was like, it was so crazy.
Yeah, we would sneak out together. I would drive 40 minutes like one way to come see her, pick her up. We would go do whatever, then I would drop her off.
Basically drinking drugs.
Yeah, and then eventually...
I'm 15 and 16 years old. Like, this is real life
yeah.
stuff. And honestly, I'm terrified for our kids to become teenagers.
Yeah.
Because if that was easy for us, then...
Yeah, it very much was easy because...
I mean, if you're still unschooling them, they're going to still be cleaning out your car and not knowing shit. If Kelsey Ray is unschooling her kids, they're going to have a rough life.
We just didn't have guidance.
Yes.
There's a big difference there. You can be a mom and dad and not give your kids guidance.
Right.
And that's
So, yeah.
that's what we're focusing on. But yeah, during that...
So we were together for a couple of years. We ended up breaking up. Don't even remember why we broke up. We separated. We didn't see each other for 10 years. See or talk to each other for 10 years. He was in a very long-term committed relationship. I was with someone else. We both had kids outside of each other. And then...
Yeah, during that phase, though, I became a really bad alcoholic and drug addict. I got hooked on hydrocodone. I was drinking all the time, It wasn't the greatest time of my life. It was very much foggy. But that's when you also were you're in trouble, too. What?
No, I'm with me, guys. I'm just...
What are you laughing
reading
at?
all their comments.
But, yeah, like, you went through your thing where you were in trouble for those...
Became a felon at the age of 16.
Yeah.
We really, like, struggled as kids. Like,
Yeah.
just, and even, not even just as kids, up until about 6 years ago.
Yeah, literally.
And
We struggled for a long time.
until, and even 6 years ago, we weren't sober. Like,
Right.
we ended up, I was about 6 months into this online business that I've been doing now for 6 years.
Yeah.
Eric and I had reconnected through his brother and his brother's fiance, now ex-fiance. And I was friends with his fiance because she had joined me in business, and we were hanging out. And then we met up at, it was a bar called Montrose. And this was a night I was still trying to like work things out with my first child's father and like make things right, but he was total narcissist and just very mentally abusive. And I feel like we kind of instantly reconnected that first night. And this was after not seeing each other for 10 years. And by the way, really quickly, you guys, if a couple of things. Number one, share this out, because I feel like I just know that our testimony needs to reach as many people as possible, and we're on social media to make an impact at the very least. So
I am always so intrigued by people using the word testimony, because I think when we talk about testimony and getting introduced to God and becoming a better person, you have to actually become a better person. Like, it's not about you just stopping drugs or just stopping drinking or just stopping being, like doing things that aren't good. It's simply you also just being a net positive for the world, and neither of these two human beings are a net positive in any way for the world. So it frustrates me personally to hear them talk about this as a testimony of like, look what God's done for us, when in reality there's still shitty people doing shitty things. Something that I didn't mention at the beginning, but when they were talking about like people don't like to say, "Ooh, I'm Christian," ooh, blah blah blah. These two people in particular really give me the Christian persecution complex. And so the Christian persecution complex is a phenomenon of Christians who believe they are hated or oppressed by others despite a lack of evidence. It's often referred to as having Christian persecution complex, and this behavior can be also described more general psychological term martyr complex. I'm going to read a bit about it, but it refers to the belief that Christians and their values are being systematically oppressed by other social groups and governments, particularly in the Western world, where we live, where most of us who are watching live, very likely. It's political and socially, conflating criticism with persecution, and a built-in mindset. So let's go over those. I think that's important when we're talking about their testimony, when talking about Christianity, when talking about this kind of situation. Political and social tension, it's often arises from cultural and political tensions, such as disagreements over religious liberty, like LGBTQ plus rights, or secularism, which interpret as an attack on their faith. Next is conflating criticism with persecution. So for some, any form of criticism, pushback, or loss of societal privilege is viewed as persecution to the Christians who have this complex. And then a built-in mindset. So some scholars suggest this complex is grounded in a historical and theological worldview where Christianity is framed as being at war with the world. I mean, and you can look more into this. There is a lot of conversation about this, but I think people like Kelsey, right, especially if you've watched recent videos about her that I've done, shows that she has this Christian persecution complex or martyr complex, I mean, at the forefront of her mind at all times. And I think it also is I think that people in multi-level marketing companies have this same kind of complex, but it's like a martyr complex, not in the sense of religion, but in the sense of multi-level marketing. Like, they're persecuted for being a multi-level marketing leader, which is really just they're being criticized for being a scammer. And so it blends really well in with the idea of Christianity, and a lot of people who experience Christianity experience this and have this kind of complex in their head. I don't know so much about Eric. I believe he probably does too, especially if he's hanging with Kelsey, considering they're engaged, but I guess we'll see more as we watch.
Share this out. And then if at any point in time you guys need some kind of help, Eric and I are very much so into health and fitness now, and that's what we do. We help other people become more healthy, become more fit, and even help people start making some extra money from home. So that's something that you
that's not
do.
only just said. That's
drop help in the comments.
That's that's one of the reasons why I feel like I'm in the position that I am now. How I'm able to be so close to God, and just how successful I've become over the years is I've dedicated a lot of my time to health and wellness, and it's changed my life tremendously.
Yeah, like we've done it ourselves, and because we've done it ourselves, like losing, I mean, over 50 pounds, both of us, it's like, we're able to help other people do that. And that's a big form of, I think, God puts you on this earth to like work and to go out there and make money, but to make an impact and share his word and what he wants for other people. And so I just feel like he's got us right where we're supposed to be. And
it's interesting that a lot of people think that, like for Kelsey and Eric, that they think that their scam that they're doing is like what God wants for people. Obviously it's not. But they push that agenda, they push that idea so hardcore because they want it to make it hard for other people to criticize what they're doing. It's like, oh, you're criticizing me? Well, this is what God wants for me, so you're wrong. In reality, no, it's not what God wants for you. God doesn't want you to scam people. That's not what he wants. I see this a lot, though, in general with scammers and cult leaders also.
And so 6 years ago I started this business. 6 months later we got together. Yeah. Eric, that was right at the beginning of COVID, so he got laid off from his job, so he then joined me in business. We started doing that stuff together.
I was actually going to go to the military. I was going to go to the Army. I was actually going to go to the Army. So like a lot happened very quick. What's wrong?
I don't know, I'm just reading.
Oh, I never know. Somebody's like, you're trying to block somebody.
I mean, I'm not really.
But yeah, I was going to join the Army, and then Kelsey and I started to hang out again. She pulled me in, like she always does, and we were hanging out.
I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know. I got a weird vibe.
We were drinking all the time.
Yeah, which was funny because he was sober for like a few months before we got together. And as we got together, he didn't mention this to me. Well, he mentioned that he had quit drinking, but I wasn't. in the headspace of understanding like that he was a severe alcoholic before that. So I was drinking around him, just like carefree, single mom, not really single mom because it was like mentally, you know how it is, like being mentally checked out and just trying to do my own thing. Anyway, so I told him, I don't know, we just started drinking together again. I thought nothing of it over time, just realizing that it's just not something that we wanted to do. And it was...
I was still not at like the grips of like, I actually had a problem.
Yeah, like I remember the
I was still in denial.
And it's hard to, number one, be in that person, but then also be with someone like that. And to, anyway, so... By the way, we're not trying to take so long to get to the proposal. We want to get to that part. But I just want you guys to understand, especially if you're new, to understand the history that we have coming up to this point, okay? So I'm going to jump ahead at a timeline real quick. So we blended our families, had Callie Ray, moved into multiple different houses. We did, you know, the spicy site together. We ended up stopping that. And, you know, about 6 months ago, we lived in a massive 5-bedroom family home in the suburbs, had a golf cart, nice car, making all the money, doing all the things. I mean, like $80,000 months, like just like doing all the things that they tell us we need to do to be successful, to be happy, right? And, you know, we just were struggling. We were struggling. Yeah. I feel like, in my explanation, I feel like we kept hitting this wall with what we were, I guess, arguing about. And the thing with Eric and I, it's never been like violent or screaming matches, and we've always both been very understanding with each other. So that's why I feel like when we did separate, everyone was like, oh my gosh, and then was like, well, why did you separate? And we really were like, we didn't have words for it in that moment, really, because it was just like, it's unexplainable. It's an energy. It's like a knowing that something needed to happen, something needed to change, and we didn't know what that was or what that looked like. But even then, we were still trying. So we decided, and we're actually in an RV right now, we decided that we wanted to move into our whole family into an RV. That was the decision that we made. Our lease was ending. As time got closer to making that decision to actually going and purchasing the RV and moving the family in, Eric was like, hey, I don't think that that's something that I'm ready for, that we need to do. And basically, I feel like if we do this moving forward, it's going to dismantle our family. And I don't think that I'm going to grow. In a way, these are the things that we talked about. And so we decided that he was going to stay in the house and I was going to move into the RV. Because the way that I am, once I get my sights set on something, like, I'm going to do it. But I also know that from that version of me that I was in that house, I'm completely different and just so many ways, and so is he.
Like making less money is my guess. They're probably making substantially less money, especially after JLW passed away, and just the downfall of Prove It, and the fact that if you don't know what Prove It is their multi-level marketing company, specifically Kelsey Ray's, that she's been a part of for 6+ years. His hat says drink ketones. They sell ketones and other stuff. And when Prove It got acquired by Herbalife, that also put a big dent in Prove It. And so at this point, in like a year and a half, they will be Herbalife. They will be a part of Herbalife completely. There will be no quote unquote Prove It, from what I gather when looking into it. So, I mean, I'm sure they started making substantially less money, particularly Kelsey Ray. I don't know about Eric. I think people have said he's a scammer too. I don't know a whole lot about him, so I can't say too much. But if you know more about Eric, feel free to tell me in the comments.
Just things that needed to happen that could have only happened with us separating. So I moved out with me, Gabe and Callie, into the RV. He stayed put in the house. He ended up leaving that house about 3 months ago, getting an apartment. And so ultimately living separately. Yeah. So through the past 6 months of us living separately, we've been through phases, like really just, number one, trying to navigate dating again. And if we wanted to, trying to work on our relationship just living separately. And
backtrack 1 year though, that's when we started to have issues in the old house, and like when we were having this conflict that we just couldn't understand what the heck it is or what is going on, is when I decided to get my family into church. Something just like called me like, hey. And it was God, definitely. It was God telling me to get your family in church, follow my lead, and I will help you. And I just was like, let's do it. And at the time, Santo, I don't know if he's watching this. Santo, he's a good bud of mine. He was actually coaching with me during that time. And like, you know, coaching, conversations, creating relationships. And like, during that time, like, he was just, you know, we would talk, just chat, just talk about what we got going on. And, you know, it came up that he goes to this church and all this. And then I was like, man, I've been thinking about, you know, getting my family into church. So
you made a post.
Yeah, I made a post about it or something like that.
I wonder if Kelsey Ray had an issue with that. Had an issue with stepping into church. Because, I mean, she has done things and is pretty open with showing her body, stuff like that. And there's nothing against that. But if you're like stepping into church, it can seem very hypocritical to people at church for you to be out there. If you know much about Kelsey Ray, I think you understand where I'm getting at. But no judgment here. I don't have an issue with any of that. it seems though that she might have had an issue with them being religious and with the idea of Eric taking them to church and that becoming a part of their life. And I wonder what got her to church. I wonder if it's because she wanted things to work out with Eric and ultimately like they were on the same level when it came to religion. Anyway, we'll let them say, but I'm curious if that was probably the big issue.
Well, I don't even know.
We were actually going through around that same time, because like we would go through these like really low moments and these really high moments.
Yeah.
We would be going really, and we'd be really good.
Yeah.
And then we would have moments where our energy was off and we weren't feeling like it's so hard to even explain. But I think part of that was you making a post and just saying that you needed to.
Brandon,
before you did that, he came to me. He was like, "I think we need to go to church." I was like, "All right, like."
Yeah, I was like, we need to do this.
I typically would have followed you on that, but
sure enough, we're in the same.
Yeah.
We're still in the same community, New Spring.
It's amazing.
And we love it there. Great people. So we got into that, but we were in church. We've been in church for about a year and a month or something like that.
Dates.
But yeah,
it's definitely been over a year.
Back to where you were saying, I didn't want them to miss the fact
that
that was like a huge part of like.
That is because.
All right, one at a time. I have 2 ears and can only listen to one of you at a time. Believe it or not, 1 ear doesn't go to each person.
That changed everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think some people understand or realize if you just take a baby step, step in that direction, you will experience God working in your life. And I used to be so against religion. Anybody else just drop a yes, okay? I used to be so against religion.
There you go. Obviously, I think that was probably part of the issue.
And even to the point of God. Like I always knew there was a God, but I called God the universe. And I know a lot of you guys do the same thing right now. And some of you might even get upset with me saying this. But I don't believe anymore that it's the universe. I believe, and I know that it's God.
Why would people get upset with you saying that? People won't get unless you're like, and you're wrong and you're going to go to hell. Then they might get upset. But like, who cares what you believe? Believe what you want to believe. I don't care. As long as it's not hurting me or mine or people, fine. Even though a lot of Christians, like, it does end up hurting people, like other communities that don't believe in the same thing or that live life differently than them, it does end up hurting people. But like, ultimately, like, what do I care if it's not hurting me or mine or other people in general?
And what you feel when you see signs or when you feel things moving that's the Holy Spirit. And I'm not going to be the one that pushes religion on you because I'm still learning what that even looks like. But I used to.
But like you are turning into, and we've talked about this in previous videos that I've done on Kelsey Ray, a Christian influencer who also tries to do some kind of leadership role when on social media. It's weird. And what I think part of it is she needs another audience to look at her in a certain way, see her as this like leader in this religious space, because this is what a lot of people do who refuse to take accountability for what they've done before. I went over it in the previous video on Kelsey Ray. I have more to talk about in future videos with that, but also Brittany Dawn did the same thing. They obviously are a fraud, a scammer. People have talked about it. It's obvious. So they lose some audience. Then they don't want to take accountability though. So they step into this religious Christian influencer atmosphere and they're like, oh, God forgave me. And then they start to live this godly life. So they didn't take accountability, but they act like they did in a way, but only between them and God. But they really didn't. And nothing really changes. They're still terrible people. So yeah, I think that's kind of what she's turning into. It's honestly, I think that's exactly what she's turning into because she needs a new audience to sell her bullshit MLM stuff to.
Be so against it. So when he came to me and he said that, and this was out of the blue. We had not really ever talked. We had talked a lot about church and religion. Like, no, those people are just trying to cling to something. Like, I mean, we've had the conversations of like how against religion we were. And so when he said that to me, which is crazy because and especially in that time, I was very combative, very just like not submissive at all. But in that moment, I was like, okay. And so I knew that something needed to change. We were going through a really hard time at that moment. So we got into church and everything started changing, everything. And I just need to know if there's anybody else watching this right now, have you ever experienced what I'm talking about? Like just taking that baby step, that leap of faith and then God providing for you? Just amen in the comments, okay? Because that's what happened and that's what's been happening for the past year in our lives. And so we ended up separating, going through so many different phases, speeding up, okay? So we're working it out and I moved into the RV. Shared with you guys, Eric and I were dating again, right? Had a big breakup. Y'all saw that. And then kind of came back together a little bit. and then kind of broke up again. I don't even know how many times. It was like a couple times. This most recent time, I've kind of shared, I did share that we were separated, and
and all of a sudden you're engaged. Went from 0 to 100 real quick.
At that moment of my life, I was like, no, this is like, I think we're actually done. I felt like God was telling me that we didn't belong together. There was all these signs, all these things, right? So that can be confusing. And we had a trip to Dallas that we had already planned for me and him and Gabe and Callie. And so I was staying in an Airbnb with all the team, and Eric was staying at a hotel, so he was helping me with the kids and whatever. And we have kids together. So one thing that will never happen is that we're not communicating. It's like bottom line about our kids. Yeah. And also we work the same business. So we're always gonna like, and it's just, that's, I think what God did that on purpose. Like he was like,
oh, he's in your MLM with you. Okay. So yeah, scammer. Right.
Nope, you're like really locked in together. Like you're not going nowhere. So like we went to this event for work, and at that time we just were not together. We had not talked really in like 2 weeks. I mean, we had minimal conversation about the kids, things that needed to be said about the kids, and that was it. Crazy, horrible time. We were both going through like what seemed like some kind of depression, obviously. And we went to Dallas, and one of the...
Oh, dude, that's when I was like... Y'all remember that post I made about doing Kratom? That's like when I got introduced to that. Like,
which is so crazy.
That stuff is crazy.
Which was another sign from God, which is crazy.
Brutal. I'll never do that stuff again.
That
I can't believe that. Like, it's honestly amazing to me that stuff is legal. I understand maybe some people can... Like, there's different ingredients in different like shops.
So
I'm not trying to like hate on anybody who like owns those types of shops, by the way. I'm not like trying to...
I am.
But dude, that stuff is crazy.
Like, get in a different profession, please. Sell something else.
So, well, how does it feel when someone tells you that, Kelsey, right? How nice of you. Stop. Get in a different profession. Sell something else. I agree. I think you should. I know she's not talking about herself, but like she's an obvious, in my opinion, scammer who sells shitty products and acts like they're the best in the world. And I actually, what you just said, right back at you. Look in a mirror and tell yourself that, Kelsey Ray.
That was crazy. And so, yeah, we went through that, and then the night before 2 nights before we were leaving Dallas, we just honestly being very open and honest with you guys, we had this like big misunderstanding because it was like we hadn't really talked about anything yet, but when we're around each other and we're not together, it's like there's chemistry between us.
Yeah.
Like we're obviously physically attracted to each other, and there was never anything, there was no infidelity.
Guys, if y'all come on my Facebook and ask to unblock Kelsey, she blocked you for a reason. I don't have the capacity.
He can't make me do anything, and if I blocked you, it's for a reason. Like I don't really know what to,
I don't know what to do here.
To tell you, and to be honest, I don't even know. Like literally, I don't block a lot of people. Even if you leave hate comments,
I don't either. But if you say something crazy,
it has to be a repetitive. You're leaving comments that rub me the wrong way. It's got to be repetitive. Like I don't just block you just because you might have like said something slick one time. So if I blocked you, it's maybe.
Well, that's not fucking true. We've seen it live. We've seen her do that live
for a reason, and so I don't really know.
But yeah, what were you saying? Sorry, I just saw that. It was like people. What
was I saying? Okay, we're getting to the proposal, y'all. Just chill, calm down.
We're almost there.
The whole point of this proposal, the reason this proposal is so, I feel like massive, is because it kind of came out of nowhere, but also like it happened because God made it happen.
Yes, God was speaking to me.
So we had this misunderstanding in Dallas. There was a time where Eric had went to go meet up with one of his friends. It was close to where we were. I let my past trauma just kind of dictate how, like, my reaction to certain things, and so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but there was a learning moment for me in that, and in that conversation at the end of the night, it was like we need to have a conversation and like actually end this, completely end this for good. We need to stop going back and forth. We need to stop flirting with each other, because that's what it was. We're just anytime we were broken up but around each other, it's like constant flirting because we do love each other.
Yeah.
And so we were like, we need to like cut this off, right? But the conversation didn't really go that way, because I was like, oh my God, like the way he explained it to me, that what happened in our disagreement was like, I learned something about myself, and I took accountability, honestly. And I think that is what shifted the conversation of like, I don't know, man. I still love you and you still love me, and I don't really know. And even in that moment, we still didn't even know what the next step was or what we were even doing, but we knew that there was still something there, and we didn't want to just leave it alone. That's fine, whatever. Let them hate. Just jealousy. Oh, she deleted it. Perfect. She deleted it herself. So, anyways, I was about to say something. I'm not putting that on.
He was about to instantly block. We're like, oh, I don't block until it happened several times. Yep, right.
Okay. So that happened, and then in Dallas, we just kind of like so since that Dallas trip, we've just been spending time together, being with the kids, having conversations, like just whatever.
Like devoting our like mornings to Christ and like
talking to God, praying
together, praying
like,
with our family, and like doing the things that really matter.
Not even just that. You know what we determined in Dallas? You know, one of our biggest downfalls is communicating our emotions through a text message.
Oh yeah, I told her that.
That's
I was like,
what was
I was like, this
the
has
solution.
got to stop. I was like, if we're gonna have like some sort of like
I'm a B.
big talk,
Text it.
No, we can do it.
If I gotta say
we
something,
can do it face to face. We're so used to texting, like.
how many of y'all done that? Yes.
And you can like get so.
Maybe at 16, y'all are having big combos through text. Aren't y'all like 30 something? There's nothing wrong with 30 though. But like, shouldn't y'all know like not to have big combos through text? Also, I wonder if part of the problem, and again, I'm just shooting this shit because I see something and I think that it could be this. Part of it. There's a lot of issues going on right here, but I think it could be part of this. I think that them becoming religious has made them feel a little bit better about the idea that they scam, right? So it's like, oh, like we follow God now, so it's fine. Like we're not scamming now. Like if God didn't want us to scam, he wouldn't have us doing this. So it can't be a scam, right? Because God's like has us doing this. It's all God. I wonder if that has made it easier for both of them to be together. Like if that has brought some of that stress and anxiety in this job that they do down, because they're like, oh, well, God didn't want us doing it, right? We wouldn't, right? God won't let us do bad things. So that's interesting. That is something that came across my mind. I'm curious. I would also love to hear your thoughts below in the comments.
Used to it. We work from our phones and we text often. We like that's all we're doing is messaging people.
But I feel like it makes me nervous to tell you things in person. So
that's good. That's a good thing. Like it's
yeah.
that's what. But you need that like communication face to face. Like you actually produce vibration and energy that way.
Yeah. Right. No, you're just a whole ass human being who needs to communicate important things to your partner in person. I can't believe we're having this conversation. To be honest, y'all are parents.
Like you can't get that through a text message.
Yeah.
It's so bland.
Cold.
It's cold and
misinterpreted.
Just exactly.
So we decided then, okay, no more. If we have something that we need to share revolving emotions, we're going to talk to each other in person or even over the phone. And so we committed to that. And that little tiny thing shifted everything over the past few weeks because we found ourselves having hard conversations in person and having more of a connection because we weren't texting nonstop about our emotions. And I'm just telling you right now, like if you're in a relationship, please just try to do that. If you are a woman and you get mad at your husband, you better wait till he gets home and have that conversation. Like if you are a man and you like same thing, right? It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. If you're in a relationship, don't convey your emotions in a text. That helped us tremendously.
Doesn't matter who you are or what you are. Are you an ally, Kelsey Ray? Are you an ally? I bet money she's not. I am gonna do 1.5 speed though, because this is yeah.
So we don't do that anymore, and that's just cut out a lot of the crap. So
Thanks, Daniel.
we've been and so we haven't had a date in quite a while. And Eric's like, let's go on a date, so we plan the whole thing. And I'm so used to favorite part
Can I
every
say
time
this
happened,
then
yeah.
real quick? Like,
Before I get into the
but with me getting really close to God, I've been praying on this for like a while. Is like he's been speaking to me in a sense of like what I need to be for my family, and I like truly believe that like I love Kelsey to the bottom of my heart. I love my family. You know, I want us all together. But like he was like telling me, man, you got to like Kelsey like needs this. She needs this commitment. She like. And I know y'all been waiting for this for the longest time.
Thanks for saying too.
Yeah, thanks for saying. But I was like, yeah, he was just like speaking to me. And he was like, dude, you gotta do this. And that's what he said to me. He's like, dude, you gotta do this. And I was like,
This is how you gotta talk to God.
yes. This is how I talk to God.
Me too. I do.
And he's like, dude, just do it. You know. And this has been like accumulating over the past like 2 or 3 weeks. You know, I've been slowly piecing this together, planning this to do this because I can feel a shift. Like I felt a shift with one like with the certain circumstances and like our situation of what I needed to be because just. Quick note, like before Kelsey's been the breadwinner and like she's done a lot with like, you know, being the provider and a lot shifted at the moment I decided to stay in.
And that's okay. That's okay. And it's okay that the woman is the breadwinner. It's okay that the man is staying home. That's fine. And to think it's not fine is misogynistic and gross. But Christianity does oftentimes teach that it's not fine. When it is, it's fine. It's fine.
Home. And she moved into the RD because I wanted to grow myself in my profession. I wanted to be a really good fitness coach. I wanted to be a provider for my family. So I took that leap of faith by one, trusting God, negating like not completely, but like taking in consideration Kelsey's feelings on this and just kind of like I didn't voice it very well until Dallas. That was like the actual like sense of the situation that I was trying to do, and not just being cold and be like, no, I don't want to live together. We need to split up. You know, it was more or less I need to put myself in these shoes so I can be this man for Kelsey.
Because in my eyes, I was like, you're abandoning me.
Yeah.
And you wanted to do this, and now you don't want to do this anymore.
No, that wasn't the case at all.
And now
it was definitely it was miscommunication. It definitely was. We just didn't voice that right, and I was just like struggling to figure out how I'm going to do this for myself. So I did that, and like I pieced everything together over the past 3 weeks, and we made it to the date night. So it's
and then take it away.
Also, for the record, I don't really care that they're together. I don't care that they were broken up. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is the lying, and I care about the manipulation using God and Christianity and all of that, especially the both of them together, for their scam, essentially, and for refusing to take accountability and just acting like they're now Christian influencers who are saved ultimately. So like if they're happy together, whatever. I don't care about their relationship. What I care about is the net negative they have on the world with the shit that they do.
My favorite part. And so we usually, like, Eric's really good about planning dates. He's just really good at like taking me on dates. So none of this was alarming to me. Like, first of all, where were we? No, we weren't planning the date. We're gonna go. Okay, I'm trying to get the timing together. So he told me a couple days before, you need 2 outfits. One that's comfortable and one that is like super dressy, like really fancy. I'm like, oh, we're going to a nice restaurant. I'm so excited for this. Like, oh my gosh. Didn't think nothing of it. But then I was like, comfy. We're probably gonna go to a movie because that's our thing, right? We go to movies. We go to eat dinner. We love to eat together. And we love movies. That's what we love to do, as many couples probably do. And so we went and watched F1. By the way, great movie with Brad Pitt. Oh my god, y'all gotta go see it. So, anyways, we went to the movies and then we got in the car and we changed our clothes into a nice outfit. He's like, this is one of the surprises. I'm gonna go get boba. I love boba. It's like my favorite thing ever. I will take that over ice cream over anything. So I was like, oh my gosh.
Over ketones?
I'm so excited about that. So we got dressed and we drove downtown. And like earlier in the day, we were at my sister's house, and he was like asking me about my ring. This is like my off-brand Aura ring. He's like, what size is this? I think I want to get myself.
About that. That's like a sleep ring.
Yeah, it's a sleep ring. And he's like, what size is that? I think I want to get myself one. He was trying it on. Yeah. I was like, I think it's a size 8 and whatever. So we had this conversation. Then my sister, she was like looking at my other rings on this, and he's like, what size are these? You need some new rings. So anyway, that's just not part of the story. It's gonna click later. Obviously, it's clicking, it's clocking because this is what happened. And I'm like, oh okay. But he was putting it in my head, and so the entire like drive, even just from leaving the kids to go to the movies, he's playing these songs, these like wedding songs, and I
loaded up on him. I almost made. I basically had a whole playlist.
I'm like looking over his shoulder. I'm like, does it say? I was looking to see if it said like wedding playlist. I'm not even joking because he was playing all these songs. Some of these songs he normally plays, but some of them they were like off the wall songs that I've never heard him play, that he wouldn't even typically play. Like it's some girly songs.
I knew she had no idea. I was betting on the fact that she didn't have an idea. So
I think internally, I asked myself this question, like, is he going to propose? But I shut it down. I immediately shut down my intuition and don't ever do that. Doesn't matter. I'm glad that I did. But I did question myself. I was like, is he? I was like, no, he wouldn't propose to me on a normal date. Like, I feel like I would have had more. Because you know how you see the videos on social media where they're like, I think my boyfriend's going to propose to me. I always thought to myself, I'm probably going to make one of those videos one day. I think I'm going to know when you're going to propose to me. Yeah. No freaking idea. So anyways, I'm thinking the whole night because of the songs that he was playing. It was very thought out and thoughtful, and I loved it. And so anyways, we get in the car, we change our clothes into our nice clothes. We're going to get boba. But he's like, I want to go downtown. And we have something called the Battery here in Charleston, South Carolina.
Super historic, by the way. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing. But it's like basically this sidewalk that's on the edge of the ocean water.
Yeah, if you type in South Abroad, Charleston, it's like real scenic stuff.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a lot of like old trees. Sorry, go ahead.
The thing is, we've been here before. We've been here to take pictures. Yeah, we've been here to take videos. Yeah. This is nothing out of the normal for us. Like we do videos, we do pictures, we're content creators. And so anyways, he's like, we're like,
can y'all see us?
Good. Oh, you're freezing. I think we're good.
Something always happens to her Wi-Fi. I wonder if it's the RV. I meant to do that sarcastically, but it sounded like I meant to. Of course, it's the fucking RV. No disrespect to RVs, but she's like, I pay so much for the best Wi-Fi. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but anyway. Whatever, moving on.
Now.
Are we good?
Hold on. Pause.
Guys. It looks like everyone was like, screw this, I'm going over here. I'm going over here.
Alright, well, I need you to give me a thumbs up if we're good now.
It looks like they're
it's because I,
Uh-oh.
Well, I can't take my Wi-Fi off.
I am frozen. Why don't you do this?
No, don't do it.
Alright guys, are we back? Tell me if that worked. I kind of have like some,
right at the good part.
Sorry, let me know if we're back. Oh, sorry, we're on mine over here. I'm trying to get this. Okay, we're back. Alright. So,
we're back.
Yeah, if that ever happens, just close it, just swipe out your app and then come back to it. Yeah, somebody help
me. Trucker. Okay,
we're gonna leave off.
We lost like 100 people. They were like, they're probably trying to reset their phone thinking it's them. It's not you, it's us.
Yeah, we're good over here on mine.
Well,
we're over here on
good.
You don't know this, but Kelsey has her phone over here, so thanks guys for letting us know over here. Kelsey's phone's over
here. Perfect. Where was I? Okay, so he's trying to set his phone up in a video recording, and this car drives by with some Nicki Minaj blaring crazy stuff.
Yeah,
okay?
I was like, I'm not doing this right now. There's no way.
Okay, so
I'm stressing, by the way, while I'm doing all this. I'm like fumbling the phone. I'm like trying to figure out. And then these girls walk by, and then
so this couple walked, because I said to him, I was like, let's ask them. I said, ask them like walking up, and he's like, no, he didn't want to do it. And so I didn't ask him either. It's this couple that had walked by, and then he set his phone up down there. I'm like, you know what? I don't want a phone. I don't want a picture from the ground. Damn it! I want a real picture. So these two girls were walking by, and I was like, hey, would you mind doing me a favor and taking our picture real quick? He said, yeah. He can also take a video, which he's never done. But I still wasn't alarmed.
Yeah, I was like, here, you take a video and then use this phone to take pictures if y'all can do that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, still wasn't clicking. Was not clocking to me yet. Okay. So then He hands him the phone. I move back to get ready to take a picture, and he walks up to me, and I'm smiling, getting ready to take a picture. And he's got the ring box at his thing. And he looks at me and he says, "Are you?" Which I think he was talking to himself.
Yeah, I was like,
"Are you ready for this?"
yeah,
I'm like,
I'm
"Ready for
right
what?"
now.
And then in the video, you can see my facial expressions. I like literally saw the ring.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" Like every scenario that you have in your head as a woman, that of how you think you're going to react and what you think you're going to, you're not going to say any of it. You're not going to react that way at all. You're going to be it's going to be completely different than what you are imagining in your head. And so I'm like, I'm actually just speechless. I didn't have any words. I was like, oh my, I was like, I just was covering my mouth because I was literally so in shock because I didn't see it coming. Even though I truly felt like maybe he was going to ask me, I was like, no, that's crazy talk, right? We're not even together. I was like, we're not even actually together. So he then got down on his knee and he said, Kelsey, you have changed me in more ways than I can put into words, and you make me a better man every single day, and I want to be with you for the rest of my life.
You remember that?
Now I do that because it's plucking now.
Yeah, I gave her a little speech. I was like, yeah.
And he's like, and he said a whole name, Kelsey, will you marry me? And I was like, yes. And then y'all saw the video, right? I'll post a video without the music, by the way, if y'all want to see that. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. Then, okay, we walked up here. There was a dad and his 2 kids. There was this couple that had walked by. The girls were taking our picture, and maybe like a couple people down the street. We stood up, hugged, and there was an applause.
There was a whole bunch of people.
There was like people clapping and saying, yeah. Like I was like, where did these people come from? It was a movie scene.
Yeah,
it was a
great.
freaking movie scene. I'm not even joking. Nice. It was amazing. And so if I could have like actually planned what a proposal would have looked like, it hit the mark with that. Nice. But it wasn't like super planned out.
I don't know if this is pessimistic or whatever, but do you think those people knew they were clapping for scammers? You know? Does that matter? Do you just clap anyway? Or is it like, ooh, what if they're really horrible, shitty people? Cool, cute, wonderful, great engagement. It's not what I'm here for.
And here's the thing, Eric and I have talked about getting married and him proposing and all this stuff, and I love surprises, right? Yeah. And he's always done that. And we've always talked about it on social media. Like, no, when he proposes, it's going to be huge and dramatic. And that put a lot of pressure on him.
I overthought it way too much.
He overthought it for years and didn't do it. And I think like got into his head about it. And so he was just going to set the blood up on the concrete, which I would have been happy with either way. Because like, it's this, not the ring, but it's like the fact that he did it.
The commitment. And like, yes, it's that matters.
One of the biggest, I think, reasons of why we had so many issues, we had to go through that. And so it doesn't matter. We had to go through that. But
oh yeah, we'll post a video without the music. Yeah, we got you.
If you're in a relationship with somebody, and if you're a man listening to this, if you're with a woman and you're not going to marry her, why are you with her? Like, your commitment to her will change her in ways you won't even really understand until you commit to her. And you might not believe this, right? Because this is very Jesus and God and all the things, but like that's what we're here for as men. And
hashtag Jesus and God and all the things. That's what I'm talking about.
Only we're here to like come together in marriage and support one another. And you're gonna have issues and you're gonna have problems. And I'm realizing this now, right? Like you're gonna have your problems. Pick your person, right? So I'm like thinking of all these different things of like, you know, all these we go through our head, and I think we want perfect, but it's like, are you gonna ever get? You're never gonna get perfect with somebody, and that's not even the goal because you yourself aren't perfect. Like really think about that. Like you're wanting something perfect, and like for me, I was like, I'm wanting all of these different things, but through my walk in faith and with God, I'm realizing there's so much that I need to work on, and I know. And through us separating, I realized that I'm not the person that a man would want to marry, and so I did a lot of work on myself and got closer to God and got humbled and all these things. And so it's like, but the commitment I did need that from him because I've never felt like he was fully committed to me. Like he was one step in and one step out. Like, and so that was a big thing in our relationship that led us to this point. So anyways, yeah. But yes, here's the ring. And we're actually going to get a different one. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we're going to take that back and get her a different one.
Checks out. I mean, listen, you get what you want, but I always think that's a little bit awkward.
That was a wonderful experience. Yeah, it was really, that was amazing.
So thank you guys literally so much from the bottom of our hearts for like the comments, the love, the support, and even sharing these lives out because, you know, we are all, including you watching this, like we're all put here for a purpose, for a reason. Like we have this job that God placed us here for. You just got to figure it out. And when you do figure it out, it's like, it's unmatched. You really start to live life and you start to be happy no matter what you're going through, even the hard times. But when you understand the purpose and the reason that God put you on this earth, it just makes you more happy. And so, you know, we're all here for a reason. And Eric and I, you've been through what you've been through to help other people get through it. And so we just show up on social media, we share our real life with you because this is where we are right now. And once upon a time, you know what? I built this platform. My platform specifically, we collectively have built our platforms and seeking attention and seeking love at once upon a time. We really did. But it's turned into so much more than that. God has brought you all to our page for a reason. And now it's to serve him and the purpose that he's put inside of us. And that's to help you, impact you. And even if it's the very little thing of helping you to not feel alone in what you're going through, that's huge, actually. So
Christian influencer, boom, boom, boom. The extra layer is she's in a multi-level marketing scam, and that's how she makes her money. But she's pulling in this new audience, this new Christian audience, and they're speaking these words that they've heard said over and over in church, and it sounds very good. It sounds pretty and fluffy. And that's what they want you to think.
Thank you so much for being here and supporting us through every single step of the way. A lot of you guys, you know, you've just been every single phase, every single season. You've been around for a long time. Some of you maybe are new, but we're just gonna keep sharing, you know, just our normal lives and just what we're going through. It's like, I've learned though, this last time of us like coming back together, I was like, I don't want to post about us right now. I don't want to give everybody access to the most intimate part of my life
We've done
like
that
that.
for years. We've
So
done that for so long.
yeah, some things are still going to remain private. And
Yeah,
intimate,
I like
but
to share, you know, and most of my platform is definitely, you know, fitness-based content, which that's what I want for, you know, I still share my family and I share, you know, moments on my stories and stuff like that, but, you know, I'm just, I don't have, just through everything that we've been through over the years, it's not that we don't want to share our story, it's just going to be, you know, the more intimate, more meaningful stuff that we don't have to really dive deep into.
right, because you've been around for a long time, and
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah, you know.
We share too much.
Yeah, so.
But basically, when he went to buy this ring, the lady ended up selling him a promise ring instead of an
Yeah,
engagement
I
ring.
told her that. I was like,
He was looking at one.
I was looking at it and I was like, and then I went back on the website and I was like, this is a freaking promise ring. I was like, I'm not gonna give you a promise ring.
So
I was like, let's go back in decay and we'll upgrade that for you. So we're gonna go back there Thursday.
Because didn't you say like you were getting ready to buy one, and then the one that you were getting ready to buy was a size 10?
A freaking hula hoop.
And then she's like, well, let me look at other ones
phone?
that are your size. And so then they stopped, and then she ended up selling him a promise ring,
Yeah,
which is fine. It's still freaking gorgeous. But yeah, so
But
we're
I
gonna
wanted
go.
it to be an actual engagement ring. I feel like that makes a huge difference. So I was like, let's just
Does.
go back
Isn't it
and
gorgeous?
then we'll
Well, that makes more sense now. That makes more sense with the ring.
go get that changed.
So,
So
yeah.
we're gonna go get an actual engagement ring. Yeah, it's rose gold too.
Yeah, it's so gorgeous. Yeah, let me say it like that. So, anyways, that's the story, and I'm gonna wait until we get a picture to post it. That's why I haven't posted it yet, because we're gonna go on Thursday to pick one out and see what that looks like.
And plus, I'm
If they
like,
have it in my
honestly,
size.
like, I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, I was able to pick out the ring, and I thought you would love it, but like taking you back in to like actually pick something out that you really, really like.
Hey, that probably happened for a reason.
Yeah,
Which I loved it anyways.
right. I know you did.
I was happy with it anyways.
Everything happens for a reason when you're a Christian. Everything. And like, no disrespect to Christians, but it's true. Everything happens for a reason when you're a Christian. It can't just be a shitty world, right? It just can't be a shitty situation that you feel shitty about. You have to make it some kind of like, oh, God did this for a reason. And sure, I don't think that's a negative outlook, but sometimes it's just shitty and that happens and it sucks. It's life though. I know some people might look at that and think very pessimistically, like, oh, that's not good. That's not a good outlook. But I mean, I don't know. It's comforting to me. It's like, well, no, God didn't just think like, oh, it's fine that you lost this and lost that. And like this person, you know, it's fine. Like this was supposed to happen. I just think it's weird. I don't want to get too theological. I don't think everything happens for a reason. I think that sometimes shitty things just happen. I don't think the genocide in Palestine is just happening it happened for a reason. No, I just think that there's horrible people in this world, very simply. Shitty people allowing this horrible thing to happen. Anyway, let's continue.
Right.
I love rose gold too. And so I'm actually really excited.
I don't know. Size 10 seems crazy. I don't know. Is that two fingers together or? I'm just thinking.
So I get to go pick it out now. I'm actually really excited about that. So that'll be cool. And then as far as like wedding stuff, man, just
yeah, that's coming soon. So we got a whole bunch of stuff.
I'm so excited for that, but like I'm not a planner. So obviously I think we're probably gonna hire some help. We're thinking like next year springtime.
Yeah.
Or next year springtime is March.
No, Jennifer, no, we're not.
That's actually less than a year.
No,
So
I wanted to do that for her, just because I feel like that.
Did you not hear the whole story?
No, I don't think she's. I don't think she's upset.
Oh, okay.
No,
That's the first part.
No, I agree 100%. The ring doesn't define the
No.
marriage. No, I agree. But I wanted to get her something.
My size is size 7.
Yeah, 7.
But yeah, no, the ring. I told him that like I don't
That's
care.
actually not a bad idea. If she can keep the one that she can, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I was like, I don't care what it looks like or anything. I'm just happy that because I feel like
Well, Kristen,
it's just a baby step.
we'll work on that together. I swear I'm not judging you. I promise.
I don't even know what size 10
Trust
looks
me,
like.
I've been there. I had the same thing. My fingers when I was like 250 pounds, drinking all the time. I probably wore a size.
This is a size
10 or
8.
12.
So, you know, and this one is a size 7, and I mean, yeah. but I do love it. I think it's gorgeous. And it has a heart, which I love. So, anyways, that is, maybe one day you can give it to Callie. Oh, Callie, yeah, she wants a ring. She keeps asking Daddy if he will marry her. She's literally obsessed with it now. And then we went back to my sister's house, and the next day, and then he asked Gabe if he would marry me.
Yeah, the kids, yeah. And then we did a mock marriage, or like a mock engagement thing for the kids. Like, I was like, why don't we just put the ring back in the box, and then when we get to your sisters, we can like do one where they get to stand by you, and then I propose to you. So we did that. That was cute. They couldn't contain themselves. They were like, what the heck is going on right now?
Gabe was just like...
But yeah, the living situation right now is just going to be, it's really just not going to change. I'm stuck in a lease. I think that was for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I could really hyper focus on me becoming very successful and a more solid provider for my family, so we can eventually come back together. that probably won't make sense for a lot of you, but it makes sense for me and my family for what we need. But I'm always around my family.
We're,
I work
like,
from home, so like
well, now that we've actually committed,
I don't have to.
he's there, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm there.
it's not like I don't work a regular 9-to-5 job, so I'm always able to be around my family more than a man that works something like
Which
that.
is such a blessing. By the way, y'all, like I know I said this earlier, but if y'all want to learn some more about making some money from home, because like the financial stress that gets,
They can't just tell us a story without getting people to join their pyramid scheme, can they? Nope. Gotta add it in.
on marriages, like that alone will break you.
Yeah.
And I'm just, we talk about this every day, like how grateful we are that we get to work from home. And a lot of you don't even know because I don't talk about it enough, but I have an opportunity for you to actually make some money from home. So if you want to learn more about that, you can drop a $sign. And always, please reach out if you have any questions or concerns about your health and your fitness. That's the main reason that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Like what we're doing, we're helping people get healthy and fit. So you can comment the word help. And
you don't, like, a lot of people just don't realize how much that correlates to like other aspects of your life. Like it pours over to everything. It really does. So that's it. That's our story.
So thanks for hopping on. Thanks for being here. And some of you guys have been here for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Like literally since I started posting on this app, and that's just we wouldn't be where we're at without your support. Like literally, if you didn't like, comment, and like our posts and all these things,
and just comment and support us and send us messages. Like it means the world.
Your little tap on that like button is support. And so if you're not tapping, you're just okay. That one's out. Got you. Yes.
Oh, I got you. I can help you so much. Oh, I got you.
Do you think that's why she deleted a ton of her videos? Like the videos I've covered over the past several months of Kelsey Ray, she's been really rude and aggressive in those videos, and I wonder if she deleted them so people who go on her page now will see her as this like Christian, kind person, when just a couple, like last month, she was a really rude and mean and angry in a video. Because she's deleted like 6 to 8 of them that she's done in the last few months. I have a feeling that might be it. Let me know your thoughts on that.
I'll send you a message as soon as we get off here.
I don't want it to end. So I used to go live every single day, and I want to start going live more, but I know that you guys probably would like to see Eric and I live, which I think that we do great at going live together and
we always have.
bring a lot of value. And so maybe you'll see us live some more soon, maybe cooking or something at his apartment.
Oh yeah,
it's just too chaotic.
We cooked some good meals now. What do we have? We had
chicken.
I'm addicted to these wraps. I can put anything in these low carb wraps. Like you give me chicken, you give me tuna, you give me some ground turkey, anything. Like lemon herb tuna wrap. I made a homemade honey mustard sauce. I did a honey mustard chicken wrap. You can probably do like bacon wrap on that thing. Do like some ground turkey. I make this cheeseburger wrap with ground turkey.
All right, I'm hungry. I need this to end so I can eat.
It tastes like a cheeseburger in a wrap. It's so good. And I have 2 of them. They're like together, like 600 calories and like almost 85, 90 grams of protein.
Crazy.
Like.
So we can teach you how to eat.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, and I like genuinely want to help you all with your nutrition, because that's a lot of us get in this headspace, and I want to shift this because I feel like it's my need to talk about this, because like a lot of us get in this headspace of like you need to exercise to lose weight. No, you got to fix your nutrition to lose weight. And also this is just my experience in my certified background. It's like utilize nutrition to lose like the fat.
I was told once that he's actually not certified in anything, or said he was certified in something and wasn't. Did Aaron Bees look that up? And this is another layer of him being a scammer too. Anyway, if they're just gonna talk to us about food and shit, I'm done. That was a long video. I don't know if it's like gonna be long for y'all, but it was long for me to sit here and watch. I'm wondering if y'all can see those glimpses I've been talking about, more about this Christian influencer, I'm a good person idea that I honestly believe they're turning into, and I think it's just gonna get worse from here. And it's gonna be really fun for me to cover as someone with, you know, my master's in theology or whatever. I am very excited that she's taking this road. I mean, obviously it's a net negative for the world and for people watching her, but I feel like it's something that a lot of us have seen happen and can debunk pretty well and break down really well to help people know the real Kelsey Ray. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Support the channel for free simply by subscribing and hitting that like button. That would be wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Some more Kelsey Ray videos will be at the end of this once this video ends. So don't forget to leave a comment of your thoughts below. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Show you what I'm all about. Make up for what we lost. Tonight is the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about yours.